Next team up on the grading block is Wes's team. Um, Started with Kareem Hunt as a keeper. Solid, great year last year. Obviously, keeper material there. Then grabbed Keenan Allen in the first round. Keenan Allen's second half of last year was on fire. First half, he was still good, but second half was ridiculous how great he was. And if he can stay healthy, him and Philip Rivers just have a connection. It's almost like when Philip Rivers and Antonio Gates, who is back, by the way, would just find each other all the time. He's his favorite target, and that's a nice thing to have in a guy that throws the ball like Philip Rivers does. You got Allen Robinson. He's a big question mark. Is he going to be great? Is he not? He's coming off an ACL tear, and he hasn't played since the first play of last year when he caught one ball and tore his ACL. So hopefully he's back. Crabtree as your third pick. I think that he is on the way down, and I think that you take the guy that went right after him in Golden Tate or Marvin Jones, one of those guys with Mr. 5000, new Mr. 5000, Breeze is the old Mr. 5000, and Matthew Stafford. You're going to have a little bit more consistency there. Crabtree hasn't even been the best wide receiver in camp. That's been John Brown. Granted, John Brown can't stay healthy, so maybe that'll give Crabtree a chance. But at the end of the day, you also might see a quarterback change there and a little bit more scrambling and not as much accuracy if they go to Lamar Jackson early. So we'll see how that plays out. Kyle Rudolph is kind of just the safety net of tight ends. You kind of know what you're going to get with him and where you got him at. That's fine. I mean, there was a tight end run going, and you wanted to get your guy. That's totally fine. I get it. I still think that the sixth round is a little early for that many tight ends to go, but you can't go by average draft position in a league. You got to go with how it's going, and you grab the guy that you feel most comfortable with. Once again, you got a guy with a 4-game suspension, Mark Ingram. He worries me more than Edelman does because Alvin Kamara was so electric last year. Alvin Kamara could get hurt in the first 4 weeks, which would be fantastic for your team. But Mark Ingram is coming off a suspension for PEDs, so if he's not taking them anymore, how good is he going to be? And he's in the final year of his contract, which means they might just kind of go away from him and keep Gaselli, the guy that they just signed from the Patriots, as their number 2 back. You don't really know how that's going to go. Cam Newton, I love where you got him at. Quarterbacks were going a little bit later. Yeah, you drop down to the 2, 4, 6, 8th round. That's great value for Cam Newton. I think he's going to have a strong year, and he's going to be really helpful for your team. Michael Gallup is another guy. Hey, he could be a number 1 wide receiver you took in the 9th round. That's fantastic. James White is another guy I really like at running back because I spoke about it before when I did Hart's team. They only have 3 wide receivers on their team. James White last year had 70 targets. I think that goes up because Dion Lewis is also gone. We'll see what they do with Sony Michel. Nobody really knows how that's going to go, and Rex Burkhead. But James White is a guy that Tom Brady loves to find, and he always seems to make big plays. Then you got Cam Meredith. He could be good. I think he's going to be a slow starter. You'll see if he actually gets some playing time this year. I don't know. He wasn't very impressive in preseason. He's coming off an injury too, so you got another guy there that you're not really sure about. And then you got Giovanni Bernard, who I think is a great late pick. Joe Mixon gets hurt, they're going to go to Giovanni Bernard. He's still going to be involved because he's such a great pass catcher. So you're going to have that capability. And Tyrod Taylor late, hey, he could be a top 12 quarterback this year. He's got enough weapons, and if somehow the Browns actually play well, you're going to be very happy with that. Overall, though, I think that you kind of swung and missed with Robinson and Crabtree. I think that you could have done stronger there or something a little bit different because I just think that those 2 guys are going to cause you headaches this year, not knowing how to play them. If Robinson comes out and plays great, awesome. But nobody really knows. And Crabtree, like I said, he dropped off tremendously last year. That's why they didn't want to keep him. As soon as they got Jordy Nelson, they cut him. And Jordy Nelson was terrible last year. So that kind of tells you what they're doing. But also, what's Gruden doing? He's just traded away his best player on his team, too. So maybe new life will help him out. But overall, for this team, I gave you a C+. Like I said, if Ingram comes back and plays, that's great. But with Derrick Henry as high of a pick you took him as a 3rd round, clearly you're a believer on him. But he's going to share work with Dion Lewis. Dion Lewis gets hurt, great. But I worry about how Henry is going to be featured in this offense and for where you're going to take him when you could have gotten Joe Mixon Lamar Miller, Dion Lewis, I get you're going to choose him over there. Jay Ajayi, Drake, Collins, Lynch, Royce Freeman, all those guys went around back that have a more confirmed role than he does. I think that you might be kicking yourself at the end of the year for the Derrick Henry pick. But once again, there's the truthers and there's the not. Clearly, you're in Derrick Henry's camp, so we'll see how it plays out.